Real quick, time for devlog number 6, I think. It's kind of weird numbering, the way these are. Well, they're not even numbered, but what constitutes a devlog and what doesn't. At earliest, this is devlog 4. At latest, it's devlog 6. Anyway, so, I have not added a new playable character in this one. There probably won't be a new playable character until towards the end of development. I've only got one character slot left, so I'm going to be saving that towards the end, so it's kind of climactic or whatever, and so there's suspense for it, even if it'll probably be a pretty unremarkable character at the end of the day. But yeah, now I'm going to play a Guna for this, since I haven't played him for a bit, I'm pretty sure. And we'll go ahead and show off Stage 3, since I showed off the layout in the previous level, but I have finally finished, not previous level, the previous devlog, but I have finally finished it. There is the description. Kravaskus is the main antagonist for like the first half of the game. He will be the boss of Stage 5, which hasn't been implemented yet. Stage 4 has. I'll show off that in this devlog. But yeah, he'll be the boss of Stage 5, which will be the last stage you can play on Easy Mode. Easy Mode has not been implemented yet. It will be an easier version of what is already playable. But yeah, in normal and hard mode will be identical other than the speed enemies move. Some will be buffed health-wise and the damage they do. There will be no exclusive content in hard mode, though. I do not believe in restricting content behind the hardest difficulty if a normal mode exists. If a normal mode exists, that should be the baseline experience. So here we have the first enemy, new enemy of Stage 3, the Crodo. Crodo dies in one hit. It is just a flying basic enemy. Here we have the second enemy of Stage 3, and the only other regular enemy of Stage 3. This guy is known as Zogbogdog. Anyway, he shoots apples. He's pretty simple. He's a potato with a hat. I tried to be a little goofier with some of the Stage 3 stuff in general, but I think it worked out well. That little spiky symbol there is the death symbol. That is the symbol the death dudes are going to have throughout the game, just cause. And now we enter this train car here and fight a merm. I don't recall if I ever said what those things were called, but they're called merms. They were introduced in Stage 2. They're not new to this. Anyway, we're already at the end of the stage. Stage 3 is kind of a filler stage, honestly. But this is the Beat Punk. I really like his body animations, but mechanically he's a very, very simple boss. He's got two hands that follow you. They're essentially, on paper, just stronger Crodos that have a higher knockback resistance, do more damage with their basic attack, have significantly more health. They each have 100 health, and they can fire projectiles like that. Now you can kill these, even though they don't have health bars, and once you do, Beat Punk is just kind of a sitting duck. He has no attacks of his own, which is intentional. So, depending on the character you play, will determine how annoying of a fight Beat Punk is. If you're using Bizok, who has splash damage on his basic attack, this is like the easiest boss in the whole game, probably. But if you're playing a character like a Guna, it's still easy, it's just kind of time-consuming. Anyway, now before we go into Stage 4, I just want to mention that I've added these pulsing torches to the hub area. I'm going to be fleshing out the hub area a bit more as we go forward, adding little NPCs, and one of those will let you access the Black Book. But yeah, this is what we got, and I think it's neat. Anyway, jumping into Stage 4, the halls beneath, the tunnels beneath Kravaskus's keep. Now, as you see, in here, you notice the torches here. This is what I made the torches for, and then I retroactively decided to add them to the hub area. So, yeah. The sponges have finally reappeared after they're like, after the one room that had them in the first level. These guys are called Morrises. Again, I don't recall if I ever mentioned what the enemies were called, but these are Morrises. Anyway, as you can see, Roderick, the game's first boss, made a reappearance here. He is no longer categorized as a boss, and therefore I can just go to the next room if I wanted to. This instance of him has 75 health, whereas the instance of him in Stage 1 had 150. Other than having half health, he is functionally the same. Here we got this water rune. These jumping fish creatures are unkillable, and they are called the Bitis. They damage you if you touch them. Like, regardless if they're moving up and down, they damage you if you touch them. That's it. Anyway, here we have the and only regular enemy of Stage 4, the Fright Fang. It is the first enemy that jumps. Its AI is stupid, but it does do this. So that's neat, I guess. And that little pit there is to demonstrate the fact that it does this. I'm just killing all these guys because it is, you know, fun, I guess. I don't have to. I can just progress to the next room if I really wanted to. But yeah, Stage 4 is basically over. I like Stage 4 as a level. I think it's pretty neat. But anyway, we move on to the boss of this level. And I have to preface this. This is a cameo character. It's one of DGM's characters. I guess a link to DGM in the description. That seems like the correct thing to do here. He has not had a cameo boss since Rise 1. But yeah, here we have his Golden Champion, which, as you can see, has had a significant redesign. Because that is what Mecha does. He's got this boulder attack, this other boulder attack, and a jump move. I really hate the fact that the AI decided to use all three of them at the same, like, sequentially, so I couldn't talk about them, but whatever. So I'll just wait for him to use them spaced apart. So the jump move, right? It's pretty self-explanatory. The boulder hit move, he taps his hammer against the ground, the handle of the hammer, and then he hits the boulder that falls as a result. And then he has that third move, which is a stomp that, you know, causes the boulders to fall from the sky. His knockback resistance is the same as that as the Gore Behemoth. So like 8, meaning most characters can knock him back, but he's got this mechanic where there's a timer that gives him increased knockback resistance after being knocked back. So you can't just juggle him. It lasts like 4 or 5 seconds, I think. So every 4 or 5 seconds you can knock him back. And I think every character has a move that can knock him back at least a little bit. He's not too difficult of a boss, but Takeover's not too difficult of a game, so yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with Stage 4. Stage 3's fine. I like the enemies it introduces, but as a level, it's just okay. I really, really like Stage 4 thematically, though. I like how it, you know, looks and plays. So yeah, that's this devlog. Ooh. These guys should appear, and all of the stuff from the previous devlog too should appear in the public build once I finish Stage 5. You know, the one with Krovoskus. Next, I don't know what to do. Probably work on Stage 5. That's the logical thing. But I'm thinking about starting to work on the Black Book, similar to how I started the Black Book midway through Rise 1's development. Thinking about doing that too. We'll see, though.